Good morning, everybody. Happy Ascension Day. Happy, we didn't even say yesterday, happy spring equinox. Yay. So those that are used to the Ascension energies, we usually do guided meditations and we call in the celestials and we do activations and invocations. So we're going to do just a guided healing meditation today. Keep it really simple and casual. Spirit has been telling me that I need to relax and just be have more fun and play. So I'm not going to be just taking a relaxing chill this weekend. Not be so uptight on the things. We did want to talk about the multidimensional systems just because it is a spring equinox. Energies are a little bit heightened. There's always portals and gateways on the spring and winter equinox as well as the summer solstice. So we just know that the energies are a bit heightened. They are heightened to, again, shift all those energies that are not keeping up with the vibration of the new frequencies. There's been a lot of shifts lately. I've absolutely felt it in my channeling and stuff. I already start to feel spirit coming through. And then just how people in the collective are just allowing themselves to just soften into healing that's a bit more receptive. You know, we've got the fields are doing a lot for us, you know, so we have to make sure that we're taking our time to sit with who we are, to sit with our, our teams. Make sure that we're sitting with our teams and doing our healing sessions every night. So if you want to know how to do those, please get in touch with me and I can show you how to do a healing session at night. And it's just learning how to work with your light body, learning how to work with your fields, making sure you're clearing and cleansing so that when you are in your nighttime rejuvenation, sleep time, you know, that's when you're having that time where you're intending the energy and the work that your teams are doing on light ships. You're going to be calling in all of that light to restore your chakra systems, to restore all of your 12 or 11 systems that we've got in our systems, our bodies. We're going to be talking about those more and more. And then in doing so, you're going to be up to speed on, what your body needs as far as the light. You're going to be more in tune that if something is not balanced in one of your systems, then you know how and when and why to send light there and get it looked after. And so we'll just write those down. You can write them down. We'll go through them one more time. And there's 11 systems. Nice shot. Did you hear that? Ring, ring, ring. Nothing but net, man. Nothing but net. The first system, these are the 11 systems that we were talking about. Where's my brain thing? So anybody that would like to donate, that would be wonderful. I'd like to start getting my new tools and stuff ready instead of all these ripped papers and stuff. But this is all I have to work with. I'm homeless and stuff, so this is what I've got to work with, so deal with it. So these are the 11 systems that go within the body in the system. So if you've got any amount of stress, like dark, occult, magic, voodoo, all of those things that affect your body because you're intending the darkness inside the matter body. If you're not flowing light, if you're not flowing source, if you're not flowing source, creator, and love and light through your body, then all of these systems start to go into entropy because your body can only last on so much on its environment and what you're training it and entraining it. So it's important to know, how and what and why you're training your body. And again, how and what and why you do is going to determine how and why your body is. So you're going to want to entrain it with greater light. You want to entrain it with as above, so below, as within, so without. Are you entraining it from light within? Are you cycling the light within? Are you cycling source creator, the infinity breath? The infinity breath goes all the way down to the center of Gaia and all the way up to the center of the sun. That's the infinity breath. So practicing the infinity breath all the time, going up to the heavens and then crisscrossing at your divine sacred heart and then going down into the center of the earth and then coming up to the center of the earth, crisscross it at the divine sacred heart, going up to the center of the sun. That's the infinity breath. And so just practice that with your meditation work. Really, you should only really need 3 to 5 full body breaths. Full body breaths just to bring your body up and have it fed with natural source breath, source breath, source breath, centering your body back to a 0 point. And when you're at a 0 point, everything cycles in and without the heart space. You're grounding your body back to earth, which is so important, especially when earth is going to be going through a lot of changes, so that she's keeping up with the energy and she's releasing energy when she needs to release. And that's why we're finding the things that are occurring on the planet that we do, you know, like little shakes abouts and flooding and things like that. She's got to release the energy that's there. And especially if people are doing a lot of conjuring and those things like that, she's going to be doing her part to keep the, you know, the space balanced. And so again, if you're doing those things on that land, you can pretty much be sure that there's going to be balancing out. So again, you know, you're getting what you're putting out. So just understand that what you do with energy is very real and it's going to come back at you. And so we wanted to also say, so sorry, Spirit wants to come in with a message for the world leaders. So world leaders and their decisioning for their empires, if you will. They're calling it empires. It's just what you manage over. It's how you direct and lead your people. And because we've been talking about these, you know, the Holy Father's divine replacements, like myself and many others that are going into move forward with the Creator God's divine source program through the light, wisdoms, intelligences, through the Divine Father's plan, allowing humanity to start off with a fresh slate, allowing humanity to understand truly what we are, what we exist within, and what's going on within us. And because all of these new experiences are coming forward to understand that we're going into new dimensional light and dimensional vibrations, which means we need new dimensional leadership that will allow for the higher vibrational dimensions, are peace and unity consciousness. So if the leaders are not aligning with unity consciousness and peace and aligning with the sacred trinity, which is the heavens, Gaia, and your collective, and if these are not being met as collective leaders, and if you're not meeting the universal laws, right use of free will and non-interference, if you're not trying to achieve balance, all of these things that as a world leader, if you're not doing these basic things in every transaction that you do with your collective, with your party, with your collective ruling groups, then your empire will be stopped. Your empire will be put on hold. So just know that. So if you're choosing to go forward with bombing a certain country, if you're choosing to continue the aggression in your political stance, if you're going to continue to do that and you've not taken what we've just said into heed, then you will be knowing that there will be vibrational stops and blockages on your empire. And that goes for those that are continuing corruption, right? And if your empire is your business, you know, or if your empire is your corruptive family, or if your empire is the corruptive trafficking ring, whatever is your empire, whatever you classify as your empire, if you're not following the basic human rights laws, do unto others, and that human rights laws has a lot of encapsulation, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and sexually. All of those things must be met. If you're impeding and if you're detrimenting any person on any level that you have no right to, you know, just because you pass a piece of paper in the underground because you think you own someone, because you want to keep harvesting and you know, corralling their energy for your benefit, that has nothing to do with anything. Everybody is a sovereign being. I've earned my sovereign right. Nobody in the planet, nobody in the galaxy has rights to me except for Mother, Father, God, because I belong with the heavens and the systems of light. They are my jurisdiction. They are my family. They are my bedding. They are my ownership. They will assure that there will be nothing that will come and impede my energy field again. Nobody's going to stick their binding. Nobody's going to stick their clutches and their bait into me, and nobody's doing what they were doing before, because you don't have any rights. Your old world beliefs, your old ritualistic beliefs are not what we're moving forward with now. That's in your delusions, because people are becoming mentally detached and they're not balanced at all, because they're not healing their soul fragments, and they've been impaled with the return of their own black magic, because they're not getting satisfied and they're having their tantrums and their black magic tantrums, because they're not receiving what they've always received as being corrupt witches and warlocks and 33rd degrees, whatever they are. So just know that you're not going to continue with your empire's building and corruption, because the grids and the spiritual grids on where we're at right now, they're not going to support your corruption, and we've told you that. So we're going to keep saying what you need to hear. You're not going to get away with corruption. You're not going to get away with continually bombing and maintaining your 3D leadership of what you've called, you know, this is how we lead a country, and we're going to bomb and all that kind of stuff. We're not, because we're in 5D grids right now. You all know that, higher understanding and higher intelligence is not bombing countries. You sit at the table and you work it out on every level, no matter what. Right? You're supporting life and you're protecting life at all costs. And are you? Israel and Iran and the parties that are involved in these. You have to know that your empire will be blocked. So Spirit and the federations have said that this morning. Any and all world leaders that choose to go forward with ignorance to the laws that we've just stated, if you do not choose peace and protection of life at all costs, it doesn't mean you throw a bomb and you're going to increase bombing in any territory, because all of you are in the wrong. All of you are in the wrong. None of you have the highest and the greatest good for peace of all kind. You're all still humans and you're all still in the same family. It doesn't matter what side of the border you come on. All of you have to sit at the table and all of you have to come to a clean slate. All of you. It doesn't matter what's happened in the past 200 years. It has to be put to rest, and it has to be put to rest now. And we are going to see of the galactic federations and the systems of light who is going to be the encompassing parties that are going to start behaving as a family of one, not as political parties, as this or that, or left or right, or red or blue, or black or white. This has to be one of your most challenging experiences on Earth, and we are going to see who will do it. Who will come forward with the higher intelligence to place everything on the table and see all of your humans as a family as one. It does not matter about your borders. Your borders are the lines that you have drawn in past political experiences. But as far as Gaia is concerned, Gaia is Gaia, and she has her land. It's her land. It's really not owned by any of you. It's her resources, it's her land, it's her water, it's her soils. She has offered this to you to live upon, for you to take grace and honor with. And you have lost this connection on all levels. And this is why we have brought the higher vibrational beings to you to assist you in learning new ways about how to become in oneness of your own soul's blueprint with the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is in all life. This planet has been given to you as a gift, and you have not included this on any level in any of your choices and any of your directions. This is why we have said, from the federations and the systems of light, we are watching everything that is being done. We are involved in every room of operations that you sit within. We are with you on every discussion. We know the private agendas. We know what goes on in every room. It doesn't matter what side of the border you sit on. It doesn't matter how secret you think you are. And we are stating this right now. If for your empires, any world leader, any elite person, if you think that you are the ruler and the empire of your empires and you are going to disregard what we have just said, if you disregard human rights, if you disregard universal laws, right use of free will and non-interference, if you are going to continue your bombing, then your empire will be shut down. And we will do so from our end. That means that the money and the contracts and the agendas and any agreements will be siphoned out, and it will be shut down and it will be squashed. And we will press our energy on it. And when we press our energy on it, that means people will not choose to work with you. And that means anything that you need coming and going in and out of your space will be stopped. You're not going to have your empire if this is how you treat it. You're not going to have access to the land if this is how you treat it. You're not going to have access to water if this is how you treat it. This goes for everybody. Every leader, every world leader, every business owner, every corrupt ringleader. It doesn't matter what you think your empire is. And this goes the same for the men that think that their empire are the women, that they're trying to break and they're trying to control and they're trying to handle. So whatever it is that you think your beliefs are, from your old world ways, from your old world, bajillion world, infinite era fights and battles about who's right and who's wrong and who started off with this and who started off with that. Put it this way, dear lighted ones. If we start off from scratch, we can do this, and we can do this right now. Every piece of land on Gaia is starting off with a zero slate. Your box store beliefs, it doesn't matter what you believe, it doesn't matter what you call it. Every piece of land is at a 0 point. Those people that are sitting on the land can choose in all goodwill to be a family of one. It doesn't matter what your beliefs are. It does not matter, because Gaia trumps you. The universal laws trump you. The heavens trump you. The federations and systems of light trump you. Why? Because it is the greater good and is for the Divine Father's plan. So we can do that way if you like. It's up to you. If you want to go through this and grow through this and evolve through this and become better humans through this and become better souls through this, so that you're going to sit at the table and evolve through this, to imagine that you are all a family of one. It doesn't matter what your beliefs are, because the universal laws are. And it can be trumped over, and we can take our driving steering wheel if we choose. We will call judgment. The Father has supreme order. The Gaia has her supreme order. It's her land. What happens on both sides of your borders, it's a 0 point right now. So scratch all the religions. Your practices are your practices, so practice as you practice in peace. If you're not practicing in peace, then how can you say that it's godly? Then you have to go within and you have to start reviewing and reflecting upon what is your quantum God. Is your quantum God say it's okay to bomb you because you bombed me last? It's okay to say I want access to your river because this and this is mine? You all have to start behaving like grown-ups in this playground here. This is a jewel of a playground, and we can call order on whatever we want because you haven't been playing in a very, higher educational way. You're playing children in the playground, and you're having access to things going back and forth that you really don't need to. If you start at a 0 point and you act like you're children of the same family, then you can begin to see things peaceable, and you can see that you can start to build bridges and how you can share with one another. Because again, they're not your resources, it's Gaia. It's her resources, and she can shut it off whenever she wants to. She can bring an earthquake and she can bring a flood whenever she wants to. And if you're not going to behave, then we can call order on this. It is that simple, people. Countries and world leaders and business leaders, are you getting this? These are the new spiritual order laws. There is always higher spiritual order. On every aspect of land, it doesn't matter of the border, it doesn't matter of the fence. This is Gaia's land, and if you do not treat her with respect in order of the alignment of the higher spiritual laws, we will call order on it. We will call judgment on you. You don't get to arbitrarily say, I'm going to amp up my bombing, I'm going to amp up this, I'm going to amp up that. You are here as children of one. You're all in the same family. Can you see this? All of you are in the same family. You are all of the mother and the father's children. Can you see this, people? You are all men and you are all women. And you are all of trans experience if you so choose. Whatever you choose as a gender or sexuality, it doesn't matter in that regard. It matters that you're all bipedal people. You're all humanoids. Can you get this? You're all of the same species family. Are you getting this? What you do to your species, you're going to do to your lineage, and you may never ever come back if you don't get this. And because it's the spring equinox, we're hoping you're going to get this today, because we can start this on Monday. As soon as Monday hits, we're going to start pressing on all of your empires. However you think is most important to you, because we know what each country is most important on. Whether it's your resources, whether it's your tariffs, whether it's whatever it is. Your affiliate businesses, we're pressing on the necks of all of it. We can stop money coming in. We can stop money coming out. We can stop everything. And Gaia can stop the flowing of her water. And then we can see how important you think your rules are of your going back and forth and what your real private agendas are. And that will be seen very quickly. You can get along in the playground, or we can call order on all of you. How do you want this to go? Do you want this to go smoothly, or do you want this to go as shaky as you can make it? Do you want to learn as you can grow and be a better leader? Are you going to follow the universal laws? Are you going to follow the human rights laws? Are you going to follow a family of one? And you can put your small box order beliefs aside for a little bit, and you can say, Republican or Democrat, left or right, Jew or Israel or Islam, it doesn't matter. You're all children. Stop the petty religious fights. Stop the petty fights about who you are and what you've been. Because when you had your other lifetime, you were born on the other side of the border. It doesn't matter, people. Put your box store beliefs away. It is going to be your demise. At the core of all of your problems, it is your box store beliefs of church and state. You must get over this. Because if you take it all away and you reside back at a 0 point, and the sacred trinity is all of you are of the heavens, all of you are collective Gaia, all of you are on this land. All of you belong to a collective of the mother and father's children. We haven't brought any religion into any of this, have we? No, you're humanoid beings. You're a humanoid species. You have a planet to be peace on. You have a planet to eat and do well with. You have a planet to build on. You have a planet to take nourishment of and take gratitude in. These are very basic and simple. We must start off this way because you've confused life. You have ruined your countries. You have ruined all of the cities based on the fights that have been going on in between about all the red rhetoric and all the red tape BS that's gone in church and state. You're going to stop it right now. You're going to bring it back to a 0 point. You are all humanoids. You are all species of humanoid species. You are all of the same lineage. All of you are the same lineage. I don't care how you fight it. I don't care what church you walk into. I don't care how you pray, whether you kneel or whether you stand up, whether you put your hands together or whether you wear a robe. It does not matter, people. It doesn't matter if you have a rosary. It doesn't matter if you bend down and kiss the ground. It doesn't matter. You are all humanoids. Please get over it. Please get over your box store beliefs. It will be your demise. Everything that has happened in the Middle East since the beginning of time has been because of this. It's been because of these beliefs that keep you small, that keep you limited, that keep you acting like barbarians. And it is wrong because Gaia will not have it anymore. And however Gaia and the Father will choose the interactions will be. If you cannot sort this out by Monday morning, we will press on the necks of all of your empires, all of you. Are you listening? The spiritual laws and the higher order laws are the highest. It is how your soul progresses through an evolutionary time span on any given planet in any given way. These are real and true, dear lighted ones. We're not sure how complex this is to you. You have a soul. You're here to learn and grow as an evolutionary being. You are all human species. What do you not get about that? What you don't get about it is that you're so ingrained in your church and box store beliefs that that's all you're seeing. You cannot see through the forest, through the trees. Because you're inside your box store and all you want is what you want because that's what you want. You got to get out of it because you're now a collective of one. You now have to learn about unity consciousness and you're not going to progress and you're not going to evolve until you heal these wounds. You are a family of one. All humans, you're a family of one. Divine feminine are equal to divine masculine. The children are equal to the masculine and the feminine. All children are equal. Whatever you choose your gender expression to be, the expression that your soul is moving in right now, whatever you choose it to be is your choice with you and God and you and your soul and your higher self. Align with your higher self. Who do I choose to be today? I'm aligned with my spirit because my spirit is everything. We haven't said a word about religion in any of this, have we? No, you're all human species. You all have a spirit. You all are directed by your soul because you have a soul's blueprint. It's directed with God. What are you going to learn in this timeline, in this body, in this gender, in this planet, on this land? What are you going to learn right now? How are you going to evolve? Your 3 E's, that's all God cares about. That's all Source cares about. That's all the creation cares about. Because all you care about as a soul is your evolution. So how do you practice evolution? Well, I want to explore all that I am as Source. I want to express all that I am as Source. I want to be as much experiential that I can be as Source, in of as Spirit. In of as those 3 E's equals 4E evolution. That's all that matters, people. Why are you putting all the rhetoric in between? Everything will be fair from here on out. Any country, any ruler, any person that thinks they're going to get one over on another country, anything from here on out that is unfair and imbalanced, it includes tariffs, it includes everything that's the red tape rhetoric. It doesn't matter what you call it. It doesn't matter if it's a tax. It doesn't matter if it's a Republican or a Democrat. It doesn't matter what it's called. The names and the rhetoric are all confusing you and you're going nowhere. Do you see how your church and box store beliefs have confused all life? It doesn't matter what we take on any level. There's a lot of confusion. Nobody's getting anywhere, and the people are not being served, and Gaia is not being served. There's nothing but pain and trouble to your people because you've all lost sight of who you are. You've all lost sight of your connection with spirit, your connection with the heavens. We haven't said anything about religion. If you want to practice a box store belief, you practice it, but you leave out the separation and the discrimination. That's your problem. Because as soon as you go into your box store beliefs, you start thinking about what Fred did last week because he's a Jew. You thought about what theirs because he's a Catholic. No, that's where your box store beliefs have harmed all of you. Because if you take all of that away, all of you standing together along the earth, holding hands in hands, regardless of where you live, regardless of the borders, regardless of the robes you wear, regardless of the clothes you wear, regardless of the color of your skin, you are all human species. It must start this way.
If you cannot get this, if this is hard for you, you need to sit at the table and you need to do your healing, because the 5D gates are going to ask that you do this. You cannot go forward without doing this. Everyone must do this. You can practice whatever you want to practice, but you will not bring separation into it. And this is what your box door beliefs of church and state have done to you, because you've chosen it. You've chosen to separate yourself as a Republican. You've chosen to separate yourself as a Jew. You've chosen to separate yourself as a 33rd degree Mason. All of these definitions, they don't mean anything. Strip away the definitions, strip away the border. Strip away the robe that you wear, strip away the hat that you wear, strip away the thing that you wear on your head. It doesn't matter, people. You're people. You're all people. You're all humans. Start at 0 point. Every time you choose to sit with a neighbor, we will see how masterful, we will see how wise, we will see how intelligent your hearts are. To see everyone as namaste. The God in me sees the God in you. Leave your box door beliefs out of it. You are all human. Say that as a mantra, because you are. You want to be a peaceful master. You want to be like Commander Ashtar. This is what it takes. Because out in the galaxy, on the Pleiades, in the Andromedas, in the Sirians, Arcturians, Lyrians, all of the infinite number of species, the felines, the bird people, there are so many species out there, and people are flying around all over the place. Do you think that yes, there are galactic wars, and yes, there's challenges going on, but the idea that we advance our evolution, and Commander Ashtar's job is, we are all species of source creator. We can take it to an expanded perspective. I'm doing this for you. The little humans on Earth here are in the little playground of our borders and our belief systems that are old. Old belief systems that are very juvenile, because they're held within separation, discrimination. They're held within definitions. Definitions that say, I'm better than you, I'm different than you, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, and that. All of the definitions, all they do is discriminate. And they hold things up on your evolutionary journey and path. So in anything that you do throughout your day, ask yourself, do the infinity, put a negative and a neutral and a positive. Is this holding me up on my evolutionary path? Can I be fully expressionist? Can I be fully exploratory? Can I be fully in my experience of source creator without having any hindrance whatsoever? Can I be sovereign in what I'm doing? Can I be sovereign in how I'm going to lead people? Can I be sovereign in upholding the universal laws? And if you can say yes to all those, go for it. Because you know in your gut, you're not going to gain any negative karma. You're honoring the greater good of the all. You're honoring the greater good of Gaia. You're honoring the greater good of the heavens. Because at one point, you may be on a galactic federation, and you're going to have the same. We're practicing you here to be galactic citizens. Galactic citizens, people. We are all species of source creator. Let's start here. Let's start the 0 point now. We are all children of source. From whence we came, we will always return. We are always species of source. If we can get peace here, we can get peace out here. Why? Does anybody want to answer that? Any one of my students? Any one of my teachers? That's right, because you have aspects there. You have aspects everywhere on all the planets. If you can get peace here on the most dense planet, you're going to get peace on the one that's going out in the galactic federations in Orion. So you've already done yourself, your other aspects, better work, right? It's no different than saying, remember we said that it's the micro macro? It's no different than the saying that this hand is a Jew and this one is a Baha'i. This is all source creator. Remember we said that we gave you that image that this universe is a source, is a God. And on every touch point, there is energy meanings, there's energy vibrations, there's energy woundings. It's up to every party to say, no, I'm going to heal this. We're all one. We're all part of the same body, people. We're all part of the same universe. We're all part of the same universe, part of the same planet. This is Gaia. It's her land. It's her resources. It's not yours. You just happen to live there. But truly, Gaia could say none of you own anything. Gaia can do that if Gaia wants. She's a very intelligent being. She can do whatever she wants. If she doesn't want a mind to be mined, she will shut that mind down however she wants to shut that mind down. It's her land. It's her resource. It's not yours. Did anybody ask Gaia if you could go in and mine her mine? Any of the things that are on your land right now, unless you're a spiritual being and you do ask that permission, because sometimes when you're a spiritual being, you have that authority. Say, yeah, I want to work with Gaia. Gaia, is it okay if I work with you? Is it okay if I work with a set of trees right here? And you get the permission from the trees. The trees will say, yes, I want to work with you. Let's build a co-creation. She's a consciousness. She's very intelligent. If she doesn't want you working there, or if you're doing too much voodoo there, if you're dancing on too much graves there, if you're not respecting women there, there's going to be Gaia, and Gaia is going to show you every day, and you all know that. In a matter of 2 days, Gaia will show you something that we're just talking about right now. So if Gaia wants to bring peace to something, if Gaia is saying, no, I'm going to level it, if Gaia is going to say, no, this needs to stop, Gaia is going to come forward and do Gaia. Because humans think that they know better. Humans think that they've always done this. We're just in control. We own everything. This is us. We own it. No, you don't. You're not working within the sacred Trinity. In, of, as spirit. Are you in, of, as spirit? No, you're in, of, as your agenda, your private agenda. You're not working at 0 point. 0 point is you are all human species. You all have a planet. This is all planet to all. Essentially, it's all God. And God can take it away whenever God wants. And if you're not behaving on the playground, God can do that. Just like that. Just like a breath. Susan and inhale can go like just like that. That's God. Next second later, God can create another planet. That's God. This is God's work. Doesn't matter if you don't believe it or not. It's not going to change the universal laws. It's not going to change quantum science. It's not going to change God. Doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. God is God. Your beliefs are not God's thing. It's your experience to go through whatever your experiences are. It's your experience to go through whatever beliefs you are. But it's not going to change the fact that if God says it's time to pull the plug, pull the plug. So you have to know there's always higher order. We're giving it to you now. The message from Source Creator this morning and the Galactic Federation's Systems of Light. They would like you all to know you have until Monday, world leaders. You have until Monday, business leaders. You have until Monday, all leaders on the planet, that you think you're an empire and you're running an empire. It's very basic. We're going to make it very basic for you because it's what we need to do. You are all a species of humans. You're all species of humans. It doesn't matter the body, doesn't matter the color, doesn't matter the robes, doesn't matter the things you wear on your heads. It doesn't matter where you practice, doesn't matter what you practice. You are all humans. You're all human family. You are children of Source Creator. From whence you came, all of you will return. You might get stuck in between based on your beliefs, and if you don't think there's a God, then sometimes people like myself have to help you transition back to spirit. Because you got stuck in the in-between realm because you didn't believe that there was a passageway through, and when you saw the light, you said, no, there's no God, that's not light, that's not God. And your spirit gets stuck in between realms. Then you have people like myself that help you through that. Me and Anubis help transition spirits. You go back to Source Creator. Source Creator says, okay, now as a soul, what are we going to do? What are we going to do now? And it's not future and it's not before. It's all now. It's all in the now moment. That's multidimensionality. Multidimensionality means it's all going on now. Your soul says, okay, well, we had that experience. We had that experience. You and God at the soul level decide what aspect of form are we going to have now? What aspect of form? So God says, I love to explore. I love to express. I love to experience myself as here. We haven't done this before. Let's do this. God then projects itself in a form, in a body. Could be a feline, could be a Pleiadian, could be Arcturian, could be whatever it is. As long as there's a soul capsulating probably a fifth dimensional experience because it hasn't had that experience yet. Humanity has never been here before, people. I want you to see how important this is. Humanity has never been where we are. You have no idea how special this is. And nobody on the planet is explaining this to anybody. For humanity, for humans, for a human species, to go from 3D to 5D is a profound, monumental task. It's profound. You're taking yourself from a box store belief to an infinite source species. And when you get to 5D and you go through those energetic gates and you go through those experiences of transitioning yourself from matter to spirit, and you can morph yourself into whatever form you want. That's the intelligence factor. That's why we need to prepare you. That's why you need to get in touch with who you are as spirit. You need to get in touch with all your systems. You need to get in touch with who you are as God is breath. And stop the fighting because you're wasting precious ascension time. You're never going to be here ever again, ever. You will never be another humanoid being in a 3D experience going into 5D. Ever again, you've been chosen for this, especially for this time right now. There's beings on the other side that lined up to be here where you are right now, and it's being squandered by petty little BS on the planet, where your boxed door beliefs and your borders are being more than the higher order. And you can't have that anymore because you're going in galactic space. We want you to start practicing like your galactic species, because you are. You are a human galactic species, all of you. You are all Mother Father's children, all of you. All of you belong to the cosmos and to the galaxy, all of you. Whatever your boxed door beliefs are, whatever your separations are, you need to look at them every day and you need to heal them. Because when you go out into your streets and you see your neighbors and you see your people everywhere, it doesn't matter what you have on your head. It doesn't matter how much of your body you hide. It doesn't matter how much of your body you practice and you kiss the ground. It doesn't matter if you hold a rosary. All of you are God's children. Are you getting it? God, no God. There's no God in any of the source creator. Source creator would never say, I want you to go and bomb that person because yesterday they did that to you. I want you to go do that over there because they did that to you over there yesterday. That's not source creator. That's you. That's humans. Humans keep the war going. Source creator would never say that's okay. It just isn't. There's no boxed door belief that anything would say that's okay, or sacrificing or stoning or genital mutilation. These are all human things. These are all human-made things. That's not God. Source creator would never say those things. Source creator would never say, go mutilate her genitalia because we don't want her ever to feel the love of having an orgasm. That's BS. You're gonna have to expand your mind thought here, people, because there's nothing more sacred than life force and having an orgasm with life force and knowing how your life force works and knowing how sacred your life force is in the process of manifestation and living with the Mother, Father, Source, Creator of that energy within you, of balancing your bodies and balancing who you are as a being. So genitalia mutilation is a very subjugatory, limited, very archaic, barbaric experience. They're held within boxed door beliefs by very egregious, barbaric beliefs. You have to look at these beliefs, because when you put it on a table and you draw it out, you will see and you will prove to yourself the all-being God of evolution. Evolution is source creator, all species. The bajillions of, you can't even count the species, so many species, just in the Pleiades. You can't count the species in the Pleiades. The Arcturians are grandfathers. You can't count the number of species in Arcturians. You can't count them. So many species. Different levels, different layers, different things that they do, different species, different forms, different, they can go whatever form they want. If they want to be a purple bubble, they'll be a purple bubble. If they want to look like a tree, they can be a tree. That's how advanced they are. If they want to experience God as a tree, they can make themselves a tree right then and there. That's the consciousness of a tree, the consciousness of God. They want to know what God is like. That's the infinite blessing that God gives us. This is what I want you to all be excited about. Everything that is an E is so exciting because God gives you eternal life so that you can experience everything you can that is godly. Even if it's death and bombing, you've done that now. Let's go. Let's get out of that. You've done it. You've had the separation, you've done discrimination, you've done defamation, you've done exploitation, you've done barbarism, you've done egregiousness, you've done all of these hateful things. You've been hateful for long enough. You've been hateful for, you've outworn the hate factor. You've outworn subjugation, you've outworn limitation, you've outworn discrimination, you've outworn all these things. It's enough, people. You're all people, you're all humans. All of you are humans. You're a species of humans. It has to start there, and it will end there. And if we cannot get this right, then we will start pressing on all of your empires first thing Monday morning, whatever your Monday morning is. Because we have species all over the planet, and God is within each and every one of you. And these rules are law. You must get this. There will be peace on this planet, and it begins right now. You must see in the higher knowing of who you are, of all that Source is. And ground. It is a blessing that you've been born to this beautiful planet. It is a blessing that you've been given grace to awaken this time, to move from a frequency of 5-dimensional knowledge, 3-dimensional knowledge, and to understand what it takes to get from 3 to 5D. It is a very sacred and benevolent process that at the higher frequency of your higher self, All of you have chosen in your highest state of consciousness that you chose to be on a planet that's going through ascension. This won't be offered to your soul in this way ever again. It is something that happens to those that are called forward, for those that have chosen, for those that have been a part of your lineages, for those that your ancestors have chosen you to be here in the seats right now, because you had certain experiences, you had certain soul vibrations, you had certain needs and wants, and God had chosen you to be in the seats that you are now, to make something of this and not continue in lower vibration, limited knowledge, limited connection to anything that is source creator. You are all connected with the galaxy, of course. You're all connected with the cosmos, of course. You are all connected with every planet out there. Planets you don't even know about, planets you've never even heard of. All of you are of this playground. If you do not respect this playground, if you do not respect the life you have been given, if you do not respect the breath within you, then it will be pressed upon. Because you're not going to head off this planet and you're not going to play these games out into the galactic wars and the galactic playgrounds. You just won't. You won't be the next version of another galactic war because you didn't get it here. These things must be taught in the kindergarten. You must understand unity consciousness and oneness and the in of as spirit that you all are. You are all children of God. From whence you came, you will all return. We haven't said a word about religion because religion and the box store beliefs and your mall and the box stores and everything that is church and state has got you into this situation that all of you are in. It doesn't matter if it's a business. It doesn't matter if it's a religion. It doesn't matter if it's a land that you're sitting on. The things that are going on in your world that are most egregious, that are the most dangerous, are because of these beliefs. It is all that it is because. And if you sometimes go back to them, some of you cannot even remember what you're fighting and arguing about. And so how is that? Let's go back to square one. From this point forward, dear lighted ones, draw it out and prove it to yourselves every day. Because if you don't, then we will press and your empire will fall. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you have to say that, well, we have more money. We won the last bombing. We won this. We won that. We're going to demolish them. We can press it out and we can do whatever we want. You don't have jurisdiction. The Father's plan is the Father's plan. The transition of this planet will go through with or without you. It is that easy. You have to determine for yourself and your soul. Do I want to be a part of this most profound offering that Source the Father has given me that my soul will never go through again? And how is my evolution? And what can I gain as a soul? And how can I have this for my children and my lineage and my species? Because ultimately, that's why you're here. You're here for your lineage. You're here for your species to say, I can be a part of this ascension and I want to be the best version of me that I can be. Because your box store beliefs don't mean anything in the galactic space. They don't. In 5D, there's no churches. In 5D, there's just source, creator, oneness, unity, consciousness. That's it. That's it. We're all one. Pleiadian, Arcturian, Syrian, I'm one with you. These are my brethren. Brotherhoods and sisterhoods of light, they're my brethren. The unicornians, they're my brethren. The bird people, they're my brethren. Lyran, they're my birth people. So now what happens when humans in the Middle East, what happens if the Middle East people and all the leaders that are bombing people back and forth, what happens if those people go out in space? They're going to start looking for their box store beliefs. Okay, who's got more guns? Who's got the water? Who's got the gold? That's what you're fighting over. It's not yours anyways. It can be taken away from you just like that, because you're not getting it. You haven't come out of the playground yet of bullying. Because that's all it is. When you look at the bigger scale of it, when you come outside the forest, you go, wow, that's what we were fighting about? We're all still human. We're all still species of God. We're all still mother, father's children. So why don't we just put away the guns and let's get busy having a life here? How about you do that? Because isn't it better knowing that you can work with light and have a healthier body? Isn't it better if you spend more time working with your people and healing your people and knowing that you can come up with a new healing resource? Isn't it more fun if you put away the guns and the weapons and put that money towards healing and taking the children off the streets? Isn't it more fun if you actually say we're going to build health and we're going to build wealth and we're going to build a community that really loves and knows that it's a species of one, that we're for the first time creating this on our galaxy, this on our planet and this on our country? We're doing this right from scratch. Nobody Nobody's ever seen it before. We're the first ones to do it. This is the first time we're going through ascension, and we're going to do it right this time. Isn't it more fun to do that? Because that's true creatorhood. Blowing things up is not creatorhood. It's bullying at its lowest form. And we keep telling you that. It's Epstein agendas. Bullying, control, domination. So where is that? At the very lowest of the scale, maybe 2D. So what do you want to be here, people? You get to choose. This is your soul's evolution. How important is your soul's progression? Do you want your soul to progress? Do you want your soul to evolve? What are your divine feminine and masculine energies showing you every day? What are your triggers? If you cannot get this simple lesson by Monday morning, we're going to press on the necks of all of your empires. Everybody that chooses to continue to go forward in war, your empires will be pressed on, whether it's your homes, whether it's your private business, or whether it's your health. Are you getting it? The ones that press the buttons, the ones that put the warheads back and forth across borders. You're going to get this. I don't care how much it costs. I don't care what problem it is. You started it and you're going to take it back. Put your weapons away and start putting that money towards healing your people. Because you're starting off at square one. You're going to pretend as if you're all humanoids and you're all a family of one, because you are. And you're going to get out of your little box store beliefs that are taking you in wrong directions. You have a chance to do something that's never been done before in this galaxy. In this way. You've never been a human from 3 going to 5D, ever. You can choose eternal life, through which you can travel the galaxy once you understand and learn universal laws and how to honor your consciousness and how to honor your body and the template that Source gave you and honor the rules of the galaxy. And if you choose not to do this, that's fine too. That's your choice. There's no judgment. But you're not going to continue your egregious games in our 5D atmosphere and our spiritual grids. Gaia has a voice, and she said enough. The collective has a voice, and they said enough. I am the voice of the collective. I am the voice of Gaia. And I am the mediator, and I am the conduit for Source Creator. I'm also the voice of the Galactic Federations. They're my jurisdiction. And we will pull rank if we have to. That means stop your silly little boy and girl games. Stop the war. Enough people have been harmed. Enough death has been done. Look at your cities. They're a mess. You have much more important work to do, leaders. You're going to stop this war. You're going to come at peace, or we're going to press on all of your empires. Your gold, your waterways, your tariffs, your resources, your oil, or your lumber, whatever it takes. And whatever other agenda you have that's going sliding under the table, because we see those too. You're not going to get away with it. You're going to be better leaders, or we're going to put someone in your place. Are you hearing us? Because we will pull rank. Yes, ma'am. You all have by Monday morning, 8 o'clock, whatever your 8 o'clock is. Stop the war. You're going to call peace. You're going to behave like you're all children of Mother, Father, God, because you are. Put your beliefs aside. Practice as if your churches mean something, dear lighted ones. And the first thing that your churches should mean is that you're all children of one. That should be the highest rule of all your churches. The highest rule. The highest rule. Because there is no God that would be any God that would be saying, if we are not children of one, then we're going to just go bomb and we're going to do our thing. No, you're all children of one. From whence you came, you will return, and you're going to have to wear whatever deed you're wearing. Because there ain't nobody and there ain't no gates that are going to say that's okay, because it ain't. I'm telling you right now, it ain't. And if we got to press on your necks, whatever your empires are, we're going to press on them. Are we clear? Whatever you hold as your empire, know the laws. Whatever it is your empire, know your human rights. You don't have a right to own anybody. You don't have a right to say you claim anybody. You don't have a right to put anybody's name on a piece of paper and say you're going to sell them to a cult or a coven, or sell them to a black web porn studio or porn network or porn channel, and say that you're going to get this and this and this because you owe your bookie. You don't have a right to put anybody's name on a piece of paper, and you're going to stop these RICO crimes. You're going to stop the trafficking of human life. The trafficking is stopped. All those are knowing and all those are seeing in Calgary. The Calgary cult is the great epitome of everything we've been talking about the corruption of the officials, about the corruption of the police and the lawyers and the people that are getting fooled and the people that are black magicked and all of the things that have happened and occurred. over 17 federal crimes that have been caused because those that are in leadership positions and those that are official positions just refuse to obey higher order laws. You're not even obeying the basic human laws. So how are you going to get being a galactic citizen? How are you going to get being a higher evolved being when you can't even get along with your next door neighbor? Because you're all wanting your sacrificial money. You're all wanting, see who Aunt Betty is going to, see how much we can put black magic on Aunt Betty. She's going to die soon. Let's put some more black magic on her. Let's get her insurance forms all done. This is what's going on in your communities. Shouldn't those be your highest experiences to get solved, people? So that you can get healing programs for the children, so that you can show children real role models? Get higher education learning systems? Get higher educational value for holistic medicine so that you don't have to use synthetic drugs that are killing everybody and keeping everybody on drugs? There's so much that you can be working on, leaders. We're saying enough is enough. Your behaviors have been belligerent. Your behaviors have not been leadership quality. And at this point, none of you would make it in our galactic federations. You wouldn't. You don't care enough about life. Therefore, thus then, all the leaders of the planet, you're going to start at 0 point right now. You're all human species. You're all a family of one. If you can't see this, you're going to have a tough time. You're going to start from this point forward. You're going to look at everything that you're doing and every choice you're making. And you're going to start to let go of the little beliefs and the little policies. The little policies of the third parties and little policies of the red tape and the little policies of Republican or Democrat or the left or the right. You're going to let go of these little ass policies because they're nothing but demise and nothing but discrimination and separation and subjugation and limitation. Any of these things you're going to start to let go of. Look at the policy. If it's a subjugation or limitation, let go of it. And your higher order law is, are we a family of one? What is fair? Who has what? And how can we share? If you are not leading like this, you are not a proper leader. Because it's not about your country having more. It's not about your country doing better. It's not about your country winning. If you're a leader that says, it's my country that wins, you're not a leader. Do you see what I'm saying? The leader that says, no, we're all in this together. We're going to build peace from here on out. That's the leader I want on my team. Put on your cleats. Let's go. The federations want you. Do you see what we're saying here, delighted ones? We're in recruitment style right now. We're recruiting. We want the best leaders. We want the leaders that are going to bring peace to their people. We want the leaders that are going to get rid of the red tape. We want the leaders that are going to get rid of all corruption on their planet, all corruption on their lands, and all corruptions in their offices. All of it. I don't care how many badges you got and you got corruption, you're out. I don't care about how many badges are on your thing. You chose corruption. You chose detriment to your people. You chose detriment to the land. You chose detriment when you signed that piece of paper and you shouldn't have. When that paper passed 7 people's hands, when it shouldn't have. It should have been stopped right then and there the first time. The first hand that paper crossed should have been where due diligence was done, but it wasn't. And how many lives were taken since then? A couple hundred in my case, because we're talking about the people that were intentionally infected and the people that were killed through sacrifice and practice rituals. So you tell me, are your bars on your badge worth it? Because we see it from a higher perspective. We see it from how many buildings you've just bombed and how much it's going to take to rebuild it. How much water is not going to get through there now. The detriment to the smoke and to the toxins now in the air. We see it from a higher perspective, dear lighted ones. We will pull rank. Stop behaving like little children. Get yourselves healed. Understand your divine feminine masculine energies. Understand we want better leaders. Because you're in galactic space now. And Gaia has her own voice. The people have their voice. There will be no more wars. You are all children of Source Creator. Put your box store beliefs aside and start behaving like it. You are given a profound opportunity to have a benevolent and sacred opportunity for ascension. Your soul's progression will never be offered this ever again. To go from 3D to 5D in your body, to have a sacred reconnection with Source Creator, God. To understand you have higher self and you have teams. You have teams of celestials, you have teams of aliens that are also your brethren. Doesn't matter about your beliefs, because we're going higher again, remember? We're going higher. We're getting out of the box store beliefs. Because you are a cosmic being, you are a galactic being, and your DNA is so. These are truths. These are 100% truths. Nothing that we've said is superfluous. Everything I've said is true. Now, how are we going to go forward, dear lighted ones? What is the voice of the collective right now? We will move forward in peace. Very, very well. You should celebrate yourselves right now. Your collective heart has spoken. We can do this. We can do this. And the coach on the field says, wow, this is we're the bottom of the 8th. We're down 2 runs. And the coach pulls everybody out to the mound. Says, okay, well, we're down by 2. This is the bottom of the 8th. What do we do? We're on defense. What do we do, team? Well, we're going to get our gloves ready. We're going to make sure we're going to have a stretch. We're going to look around, and we've got bases loaded. So we're going to make sure that we're going to work together. We're going to make sure that the ball is going to be snapped back to whoever it needs to go to, and we're going to make sure that we're going to not only look at each other and make sure everybody's on board, but we're going to make sure that we're going to have fun, because there's nothing more important than the experience we have, the expression we have with each other, and knowing that each and every one of us can explore this in a greater and better way. Because we don't need to live through limitation anymore. We're done with discrimination. We're done with the same thing that crucified Jesus. Have we not learned? Crucifixion is crucifixion, dear lighted ones. It doesn't matter whether you stop it as a waterway or you hang somebody from a cross or you beat somebody down with 4,000 rituals. Crucifixion is crucifixion. Nobody's going to be forced into your beliefs. Especially if it's a belief about a death, especially if it's a belief about ritualizing somebody because you want your way, because you want their hair, or because you want their voice, or because you didn't get blessed this time around. You're not going to get blessed this time because you're not ready. Your body and your soul and your mind and your spirit are not ready. Why? Because you're still thinking about what you're going to wear to the party tonight. You're not ready for the leadership. So be okay with who you are. Be okay exactly where you are. Maybe your soul is only 30 timelines old against somebody that's 1,000 timelines old. You're not going to be there. Be okay with where you are. Get a sense of self, do your healing, and be okay where you are. Source has a plan for you, and a plan for you, and a plan for you, and a plan for you. Remember God's perfect equation? If you do everything in the highest and the greater will, you will leave enough room for the miracle of God to take place and let Source work Source's way and the light of Source to touch all lives. You know that walking out that door, you've made the best decision for you and all of your people and all of the land on behalf of the heavens. It's going to work out for your best, for your best, for your best, for your best, for your best. And if you're not working it out that way, that means you have no trust in Source. You have no trust in where you come from or where you've been or where you're going or a plan that's right for you. And I'm telling you that this is 100% accurate and true. It always has been. You've just been disconnected. So we're going to reconnect now, because the only way through the gates is for connection. It is the highest form of vibrational knowing, is connection. Your connection with God, your connection with spirit, your connection with higher spiritual truths, your connection with universal laws, your connection that you are quantum. You are quantum, and what does quantum mean? Quantum means that even on the farthest end of the aspects of the galaxies or the cosmos or the universes that we don't even know are universes, that might even be called universe. It might be called like blacks. Maybe a universe is called a black. We don't know that. But at Source Creator, anything is anything. That's Source evolution. So on the blacks, I know that because I'm quantum, there's a black me over there. It's another black me. I might not even be called me. I might be called a Bajou. Who knows what they're called? Who knows what sounds they are? Who knows if they even have sounds? That's Source Creator. We can have fun being all that we can be, because infinite is infinite. Isn't that what infinite means? Do the infinity on everything that you have a choice on. Do the infinity. It will serve you on every way. It will help you to be more exploratory. It will help you to be more expressive. And it will help you to understand truly what infinite is. We are all of a human species. That is where we start. As when it's in your politics houses and when it's in your United Nations houses, you must think this way. You are a species of one. You are a species of humans. How you treat the children, how you treat your land, and how you treat women, how you treat the waters, how you treat the chems in the chemtrails, in the air, in the sun. All of these things are inclusive to where and how you're going to go. It is that way. How you do what you do and why you do what you do will determine where you are. If you don't care about your air, if you don't care about the codes from the sun, if you don't care about your connection with Source Creator, if you don't care about the next creations of your next timeline, if you don't care about the next body you're going to have in your next incarnation, if you don't care about any of these things, you're not judged, then you'll be shifted off as well. but you're not going to force people to go with you. You're not going to force people to be in your hate with you. You're not going to force people to go down with you. You're not going to force people to be on your negative Nancy train. You can't and you won't, because there's universal law, and that will absolutely, anybody that is involved, that of the heavens and in the spiritual courts and the spiritual order, will pull rank. You're no longer going to harm starseeds. You're no longer going to harvest humans. You're no longer going to sell humans. You're no longer going to exploit humans. You're going to abide by the universal laws. You're going to abide by the quantum laws, that you are all one and one is all. As you do to another, you do to yourself, because you're one. Why? Because you're quantum. Why? Because it's source. Want to recombine back to source, because we're all source. From whence we came, we will always return. Whatever your box store beliefs are, there's smaller beliefs. There's always a higher ranking. And this is what you're being shown and told. Those that choose to run their empire in egregious ways, and you are not following these laws and rules, then we will press on your empire, and we will guarantee you it will come down. Why? Because just the substrates of the spiritual grids are going to trump that. They're going to pull rank. Gaia will pull rank, and you're seeing it all over your planet. We're in spiritual space now. We're in spiritual vibrations. We're in quantum space. We're showing you that you're quantum. We're teaching you that you're quantum, and these are the new laws. Has everybody got it? Can we move forward on the team now? Can we move forward in the field? We're higher order beings. We're higher intelligent beings. We're higher vibrational beings. We're higher knowing beings. We got this. We're going to show source. We're going to show all creation. We're going to show the galaxy. We're going to show the multiverse. That we're going to go from such separation and from such limitation, from such red tape, BS, wasting of money every day and every hour that the governments and church and state have wasted. Every wasting of red tape that there is, my goodness, pull rank and clip it. Clip it, clip it, clip it, clip it, clip it. The monies need to go right back to the people for healing. The monies need to go right back to people so that they don't have to have 6 jobs just to make ends meet. Board of directors in your companies and in your banks, if you're making $1 bajillion every quarter, you're gonna go back to the table and you're gonna refocus, and you're gonna be putting money back into the communities, especially big pharma, especially banks. The boards of directors for banks should not be making what they're making. You're gonna go back to the table and you're gonna start to rework those numbers. Rework your numbers. You're gonna start putting monies back to the communities. No board of directors should be getting paid those monies. A bank is a bank. Start pulling back on how you're doing your money and how you're doing your service charges, and you're going to start making things work, because they're not working right now. Because you know that how you work your money and how you work your dollar is arbitrary. You all know that. You all know that in the Federal Reserve. You know that the dollar is arbitrary, and that's why you came up with Bitcoin, because it's a little bit more easier to organize people and to manage people if they got a number and a bit. We all know your agendas. There is enough abundance on Gaia. It's not going to be owned by one person. It's not going to be managed by one person. It's not going to be controlled by one person. And no people that do your Bitcoins, and no people that are in their agendas and their Epstein agendas, and however you got these things originated and started. You're not going to have anyone that's going to over-control and over-dominate and do these things ever again. There's ways for you all to have individual banks and private banks and public banks that are moderately managed. There's no reason that people from big pharma and the top elite of the world and the oil people and the people that are making the top of the world, there's no reason why these people should be making this money. And you all know it. The board of directors of these companies, you're going to go back to the table and you're going to start to rework things, because there's no way you should be making that much money. You're going to start to put it back to the communities and put it back to the banks to make better banks. All of these things can be done. Where did your intelligence go, dear lighted ones? Because there was disconnection, where did it go? Because there's no sense of self, where did it go? Because you're not healed in your divine feminine masculine energies, where did it go? Greed, to feed the hole within. And that hole is going to keep being infinite if you don't get healed. Because you must care about those next to you. You must care about the body and thine within. If you don't care about thine within, that's your choice, but you're not taking anybody else with you. And you're not going to have your greed affect all others around you. This is unity consciousness, and it matters. So every day, look at what is and say, how can we redo this to a what is and a unified consciousness? How can we redo this so it makes sense for everybody? How can we redo this so it's better for the people and it's better for the land? This is what we want you to all to ask yourselves every single thing that comes across your desk. How can I make this better for the greater good? How can I make this better for my home? How can I make this better for my children? How can I make this better for my health? How can I make this better for my neighbor Bob? These are the things that you should be asking yourself every transaction that comes across your desk. Why? Because you're unity consciousness and because you all need healing. Doesn't this feel better to be a multidimensional being that's now multidimensionally aware? There's going to be no more wars. Even the discussion is like, I mean, how much time has been wasted? Time has been wasted while you could be getting on with absolutely shifting that money within a second. Within 1 second, that money can be shifted towards healing and building homes and getting proper waterway and getting cleaner water. Nobody's going to be owning your water, people. Nobody. It's Gaia's water. You can have access to the water and you can fairly create access policies, create fair access policies, period. Nobody owns any water. Nobody owns it. It's Gaia's water. And if you want your water to continue, you might want to start thinking about this because we can pull rank on that as well. And at some point, somehow, we're going to allow our offerings and our higher intelligence to offer it to yourselves so that we don't have to come in and pull rank on everything because some people want to be greedy and say, no, this is how we've always done it. This is how we're going to do it from here on out. It's a low consciousness experience. You don't own anything. It's Gaia's land. It's Gaia's water, it's Gaia's offering, it's Gaia's fruit, it's Gaia's vegetables. You just have access to that part of land because that's where you've bought your farm and that's where you've bought your piece of land and you can have access to the equal partnership of waters. There can be fair access because it's still Gaia's water. And if you don't appreciate it and you ignore it, then it's going to be pressed on your empire because Source Creator and the Galactic Federation see the purity of heart and your agendas and why you do what you do and how you do what you do. We see your intention, and your intention will be pressed on if you're not getting this. So leaders of the countries, we all get that you might say, well, I'm in this good state. I go forward with the greater good of all, but the leaders here, here, and here are doing nothing but being corrupt. They've got their private agendas. So fine. We just said the Galactic Federations and God knows exactly the percentage of their heart purity. You don't have to worry about it. Let Source deal with it. All you have to do is a statement and saying, I'm coming forward in the greater good to say that I realize there's something unfair going on. I realize that we're not in fairness here. I'm going to surrender this to Source. Source, can we have these people be brought some pressing on their empires so that fairness can be made? And Source will oblige. This is how you operate with Source, people. This is how we operate in connection and relationship. If you see something going on in your party that is not fair, it's clearly corrupt, then you say, Source Creator, can we have something going on here? You don't have to have me do it. If you see in your government office that something's going on, that's your jurisdiction with Source. That's what we want you to do. We want you to align to your jurisdiction and say, it's not in human rights laws. There's no jurisdiction. I mean, they're raping people left, right, and center here. This isn't okay. Look what's happened on my one discrimination case. 300 people were getting paid, and I'm living on the street. Insurance companies, funeral homes, bankers, lawyers, judges, real estate people, government people, everybody and their dog was getting paid, and I'm living on the street freezing my ass off. How's that okay? Spirit and the heavens and the ancestors are just going, that's it. Everybody's getting pulled. We've been telling people for 4 years, stop doing what you're doing, stop doing what you're doing. You're going to regret this. Please stop doing what you're doing. Please stop doing. We're going to tell you your black magic is going to be your demise. We're going to keep telling you, you're going around in circles. We keep showing you Epstein Earth. We keep showing you, and here everybody is. Everybody's experiencing exactly what we said. There'll be arrests. There will be charges laid. Sacrificing is murder. All of these dark occult things, doesn't matter whether it's the underground, Masons, secret societies, whatever you think you are, whatever you think your terms are, it doesn't matter, just like the box store beliefs. We'll pull rank when we pull rank. You're not going to abuse anymore. Abuse is abuse. Criminal consequences are criminal consequences, and you're going to be called on it. Whether you're a world leader, whether you're the empire of a big daddy religious group, it doesn't matter. We will pull rank. If you have to learn this way, this is how you have to learn. You chose that because we've been giving you these teachings for a very long time. Everybody has the opportunity to be higher consciousness, higher intelligence. Will you do so? Because it makes sense. Why? Because you're all one species. You're one species, people. What sense does it make to take out your own species? I mean, you just, again, draw it out. Do the infinity. If I bomb them, I'm kind of bombing myself, aren't I? Don't we need access to that? Shouldn't we? Well, I know my Uncle Betty lives there. I know my Uncle Joe Bob lives there. So I don't know, am I doing right? So in the back corner, when you go to spirit, say, oh, well, actually, Uncle Betty was my best friend in spirit. They're my best friend in the Pleiades. Oh my gosh, when you get up to the higher realms, everybody's one. We're my family. You're my brother, you're this time, you're my brother that time, you're my lover this time, I'm your lover that time. You're all one, people. You're all one. Get it? People. You're all one. You're all in the same body of God. You're all in one body of God. Do you see how silly it is? How much time you've spent in the box store beliefs that are taking you nowhere except confusion, demise, sickness, separation. And when you get to spirit, every spirit says the same thing. Well, if I had known that this is what it was really like, I would have stopped all that arguing. I would have put it aside. I would have forgiven them. I wouldn't have put so much time of putting her outside my door to say, hey, just because you talk about God in a different way, we should have had you at our table. Because when I was out on the street and I was with nobody offered me in. As Jesus said, you knew me not. I knew you not. Because that's what you chose. So how true and real are your box store beliefs? And how much do you want to keep hanging on to them, people? Because when you get to 5D, you're going to see how wrong you really were. And it's okay to be wrong. It's a part of growth. But we're asking all of you now. Every day you have an opportunity to take this greatest gift that God has given you on this planet. No other planet is going through this. No other planet is going through what you're going through. To take your states of such limitation and hate and separation and dogmatic discrimination and bring it to a point where you can look each other in the eye, no matter what color the eyes, no matter what color the skin, or the things that you say out of your mouth in prayer, that you can see everybody as children of Source, because you all are. And that is a 100% fact. All of you are children. From where you came, you will always return. There is always higher order. There is always higher spiritual laws, and we will pull rank if we have to. We will step on your empires, and we will press the necks of whatever you have money coming in and out, and the flow. Whatever is your important flow, we will flow it off. We'll flow it to somebody else. We can do that. That's how powerful energy is. And we'll flow it to a company, we'll flow it to a country that's actually living within peace and living within their standards, and they're looking at things to do things in different ways. We want all the leaders of the countries to do this. How can we do this in a different way where we start at oneness? Start at oneness first. Our people are all one. Our states are all one. The people are suffering, leaders. You see it in every one of your cities. The people are suffering. They're suffering so much so, there's no wisdoms going out about who they are and what they exist within and what's going on within them, that they've all created secret societies, cults and covens, and there's stalking going on in every community because they're making their money through corruption. The judges aren't straight up. The lawyers aren't straight up. The police aren't straight up. The police aren't even policing. There's no justice. Everybody knows this. The jails are corrupt. The schools are luring places and the churches are luring. I mean, have you looked around, people? Have you looked around? Yeah, it's a mess. Every day you should be looking at very simple tasks. How can we bring this into greater unity, oneness? Is it for the greater good, yes or no? Am I abiding by human rights and universal laws, yes or no? And you're going to start, all of you, making sure that you're coming in with a higher integrity. There never, ever should be, ever, with your level of offering that Source and God is offering you, with the highest level of abundance that's offered to you in this galaxy. You have a beautiful planet. You have semi-water that can be made healthier. You have a pristine experience on a beautiful planet right now that is unlike any other planet in the galaxy. And all of you are squandering it in war. and hate between borders. This won't continue. This won't continue. You will all be pressed on if you do not choose new choices from here to Monday. The Father will not have this any longer. You've all been given notice. Thank you. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you. That's so nice of you in the comments in the field. I hear you. And we are family and we are one. They're saying we want you to be our leader. Well, I think God has placed me as a voice, and we're giving those that are in leadership position, we're giving them an opportunity to be a part of ascension. And I'm assisting as offering you guidance, I'm assistance as offering you love, and I'm lifting you up in every way. And Source Creator has ultimate say. It's his divine plan. We're giving everybody the opportunity to do what is right. And the federations will press on the necks of everything that's going in and out of your provinces and out of your countries and out of your states if we have to. Because you're not the gods on this planet any longer. You haven't proven yourself to be. There's children and there's humans and there's women that are suffering in every city. Women are treated horribly in most cities, especially in the Middle East. And why do you think there's so much war there? Because women no longer have a voice. You will find this. This is historically, there's research on it. There are a few studies that have been done on this. When women are brought into politics, if you called it politics, when women are brought into a fairness of having a fair voice and honoring life and running things, if you will, in a fair way, men and women can run things equally. And when this is done, there is happier times, healthier times, less wars, and money is going to the appropriate things. There's studies that are proving this. There is a great distortion and imbalances on your planet right now, and you know this. And there's some misogynists right now that are very angry at what I'm saying. And they're throwing magic and hate at my throat. I'm going to keep talking because I have my right to be exactly who I am as a divine feminine goddess. And I am outranking you at this moment. And I can sit you down in any moment that I can if I choose. Your misogyny and your hate and your wounding within who you are is your wounding. And it will not continue on this planet. You will be sat down as many times as you will be sat down. You're not going to lead this way any longer. Your box store beliefs that discriminate and hate and stone people and mutilate people in any way are not anything that's going forward in 5D. If you choose to stay in it, then you'll be moved off to Epstein Earth. Because if you think mutilating people, burning people, or throwing acid on them because of your wounding, of your insecurities, and you're not allowing them to be who they are, while you get to be who you are. There's a lot of double standard energies and belief systems in the Middle East. Why is that? Why is it that in the Middle East and a lot of the countries and a lot of those places in that area, why is it there's so much double standard? Why is it? Why is it? Why is it that the men can do and be whatever they want, but the women have to be very specific in one tiny little box that's impossible to fit in? It's impossible to be a perfect person in the Middle East if you're a woman. It's impossible. There's so much conformity that you have to fit within this tiny little pinhead of a hole, and you have to fit there. Otherwise, better watch out. Better watch out. There's a whip, there's stones, lots going on there. Why is that? Why is it the men can be whatever they want? Why is it the men can beat and be belligerent and egregious, and they can go out and have many wives, but the women, if they have a guy looking at them from down the street, if they have a man looking at them, or they look down at their toes, but mistakenly, the man is so insecure, he gets insecure, and he gets all hot in his head, and then he goes and beats on her. She's got brain damage, and the children are watching it. I saw this video one time, and I told you about it in one of my classes last year, 2 or 3 years ago. This was back in the Middle East, a very poor family. The wife and the mother were in the living room, and she was going from the living room to the kitchen, a small home, and there was 4 children, various ages, from 3 up to 15. And the father had come in and started beating on the wife. Doesn't matter what happened, because it doesn't matter what happened. If you say, well, why was he doing that? It doesn't matter. There's just not okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You should never, ever behave like this. These behaviors are barbaric. These behaviors are the worst of humankind. These behaviors must be looked at. Any man that thinks it's okay to behave like this, these are the worst of all kinds, and you must look at yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Masculines and feminines all over the planet, look at yourself in the mirror. This behavior is not okay. To beat people to a pulp with a rolling pin, which is what he did to her. He picked up the bowling pin, and she was on the ground in the living room while her 2-year-old and her 3-year-old were trying to hold her. They were holding her shoulders, and they were holding their 2-year-old, 3-year-old little hands up to the father to have him not hit her with the bowling pin. And this is the earliest memories that these children have of the home and the environment and the rules of their home. And this was 2 and a 3-year-old, and then there was a 15-year-old, and the mother was sitting there watching. The mother didn't do anything. The mother did not help her, because the mother didn't want to get beat. This is what the children had to see. The children were seeing this, and the 2 little boys were trying to help the mother and have the man not hit this big, huge rolling wooden rolling pin that you make with your pies. And he was telling her not, and he hit her about 3 or 4 times. I watched this video. He hit her about 3 or 4 times on the head and on the shoulders, like he just went full at her. And the boys were trying to stop him. And then the older boys were trying to pull the younger boys off, because the older boys were knowing that, no, you got to get the little kids away. This is what happened in this one home. And there's countless abuses like this in the impoverished and in the third world countries and in the Middle East. Why is that? Why is this behavior an okay thing, and there's even laws made around it? Why is that? The laws that are going in the Middle East, you're going to look at them and you're going to change them, because it doesn't align with universal laws. Those laws in the Middle East, if there's a lawyer in the Middle East, you're going to align with spiritual laws. That law is going to come off the table right now. Father says that's not okay. There's no children of mine that would ever pass this law. Pull that law up. Burn it. Burn it with the acids that they're throwing on women. Are you getting it, men? Are you getting it, divine masculines? The divine feminines have a voice. The divine feminines will be liberated. You will lift the divine feminines equal to you, because they are. Are you hearing us, divine masculines? I don't hear any voices. I want to hear a return. I want to hear about the men that beat their women and that have their children as this earliest imprint. I want to know the damage. I want you to sit there and I want you to know the damage you have done to your children by having your children watch and have your children tormented in fear that they're watching their mother that has borne them and loved them and giving birth to them and feeding them every day and keeping them safe from a belligerent bully like you. I want to talk to the bullies on this planet. Do you think you're godly? Do you think you're godly, raising a rolling pin that's meant for cooking food? Do you think that you are of godliness? What is the imprint you gave your children? All 5 of your children, what imprint did you give them? That it's okay to beat women, and now that imprint is imprinted on their DNA. Because you know that, right? You know violence is imprinted in DNA. It affects the cells, it affects the somatic system, it affects the nervous system, it affects everything. It affects your digestive system, your excretory system, it affects everything. It affects how you think, it affects who you are, it affects everything. I want to ask those men that think that this is okay. I want your double standard beliefs to come forward. We're placing all your double standards on the table right now. You got God with you in this house. God is with you in the house. God is with you in the house. God that gives you your breath, your bones, and your blood. Men, masculines, women, everybody that thinks that this is okay, I'm talking to you at the table right now. Divine feminines, your voice are equal to the men, period. It is what it is. That's law. Whatever your beliefs are and wherever you're at, you can get comfortable with it. That just is the law. Practice it however you want to practice it. Nobody has the right to beat you, period. Anybody that sees anybody raise anything to anyone, speak on the greater good of it, because you will be honored in of it. In of as spirit, are you? If you see somebody getting beat on, what do you do? In, of, as spirit. Are you? Are you protecting life at all costs? Are you showing the heavens that this is not okay? I'm going to step in. You know, my children walking home from school one day, we would walk home from school one day, and there was a couple of situations that would occur every now and then. And there would be a bully situation. And we would walk a couple steps behind, and we would just be walking home, and I'd be carrying the backpacks, and we would be walking home, and I'd see these kids, little bully, and then you'd see this one little kid that would just put up with it as long as possible. And then I would just say, okay, I've had enough. I put the backpacks down, and I went across the street, and my kids were going, oh, Mom, please don't do that. Please don't do that, Mom. No, and I would say, hey, what are you doing? I've watched you now for 2 blocks, and you've been nothing but bullying. What are you doing? What do you say about that? Oh, no, this is just my friend. This is just how we behave. And I looked at her. I looked at the little girl's face, and I said, really? It looks like she's had about enough. She's just about to cry, and who are you to bully her all the way home? I said, you're not going to do that anymore, because I'm going to follow you home, and I'm going to talk to your mom. When you see things like this that are going on in your neighborhoods, dear lighted ones, when you see or you hear or you understand that there's abuse going on, you get it right from the people's mouths. You go to that person, you say, I want to hear what's going on with you, because what happened with me, 300 people were involved, not one person came to me and asked me. Not one person. I was fighting for my rights for 6 years. Nobody found me because my accounts were shadow banned. Everybody had hid me really well. The people that didn't want me seen, didn't want me heard, they hid me really well. Why? Because they were all making money off of me. They were making money off of harvesting me as much as they could. Harvesting me in the underground, harvesting me in here, harvesting me there, putting my name on PIP loans, putting my name on property loans, putting my name there. There was 300 people living a life off of me. And all they wanted to do was enslave me while I was sitting on the fucking streets. Not one person did the right thing. Until years and years and years later. Well, by that time I got PTSD. By that time, my kids and I are separated. I'm never going to get that back. By that time, all my loans and all my credit bureaus just to shit. I got no money. I'm sitting on the side of the streets, and I'm still fighting for my voice, and I hardly have a voice left, because all I do every day, 24/7, is I fight for my rights. I do my energy work, and I talk to God saying, how am I going to get out of this? What the hell? God says, that's it. We're pulling rank. Because I've done enough sticking up for people. I've done enough moving little wormies. I've done enough helping the insects. I've done enough helping the waters. I've done enough helping the grids. I've done enough sending light to bad places. I've sent enough with doing with the trafficking. I've done enough in this galaxy. Nobody does more light work than me. I do things, and I move things overnight. So now it's my turn, and everything's getting pulled rank. When everybody knew that there was mistakes going on, when everybody knew that there was oopsies going on, when everybody knew that there was blatant abuse going on, and there was people signing checks, there was people in my name, there was doppelgangers and fake AI pages, and people passing my name on a piece of paper. Why didn't you stop and say something that this one healer doesn't deserve all this shit? Because people are selfish, and they have no sense of self, and you can't fucking control me. You will not keep me down. You will not stone me. You will not acid me. You will not rape me. You will not put guns in me. Why? Because God's going to pull rank. And God's going to rip up your floors. God's going to rip up your vehicles. God's going to rip up your phones. God's going to rip up your technology. Whatever God's got to rip up, God will rip up. When are you getting it? You will no longer be bullies on this planet. No children at the age of 2 or younger, no children at any age should see their father go at their mother that bore their children. Men, you do not get it. You came out of women. How can you have such disgust for women? If you have disgust for women, you are deeply wounded. Deeply, deeply wounded. And you need to be healed before you ever pass through my gates. And what trauma you will have to face when knowing that you have imprinted 5 of your children that are the species and of your next lineage. And you have shown them the horrible things that you have done to God's children. You're not godly. You want to face me, then come and face me, and I will sit at my table. And you will break my bread that I baked. And I will pour my wine. And as you sit in my chair, I will ask you, what say ye? What say ye, O man? Is your soul such a soul? Is your spirit so high That you beat on your women with rolling pins and acid and guns and stones? What say ye, O man? Te shinamaka litanama te shinanaka ad e a hudna a e Tana lanamaka e Tana. You will no longer abuse women. They are the abundance of every river and every drop of water on your planet. They give life to all that is seed. Do you understand? You disregard the Divine Mother. What shall happen? You will have no planet. Are you getting that, Divine Masculines? If you have a wound about a woman, if you feel threatened, then go in and get healed. It's your wound, not hers. Are we getting it? Divine Masculines, I will say this one more time. If you are challenged or threatened by anyone before you, that's your wound, not theirs. Go heal. You will treat every aspect of life on this planet as if it is God, because it is. Are we clear? There is no law anywhere. There will never be a law anywhere, ever. In a billion effing evers, there will never be a law that says it's okay to ever harm or hurt any. This is unity consciousness, dear lighted ones. You've been acting like barbarians, those that do such things. And we're going to put every person, because this is a theme and there's energies on your planet where you tout and you puff out your chest and you call yourself this and you call yourself that. You call yourself this and you call yourself that. I have the right to do whatever I want. This is what I do. This is how I behave. And we're showing you right now that there's higher order watching you. And you're going to get karma now and now and now. We're watching everything that you do. You will no longer beat on women. You will no longer subjugate them. You will no longer hate them for your wounds. They're your wounds, Divine Masculine. And if you would like to be divine, you're going to start healing. And you're going to start forgiving your parents for showing you such imprints, because you don't want your children growing up like you. You're meant to be a better role model. Beating and killing your women are not it. We want to start to see the statistics in the Middle East change and be altered, because they're choosing to be healed. And they're choosing to see all life as one. Because when you cross over on the other side of that spirit realm, you will see the first thing you know is that you are all one. Why did I spend so much time being such a jerk? Because that's what you were told and shown, not anymore. The planet is changing and we're moving into 5D. And these are the universal laws. These are the cosmic laws. The cosmic laws don't care about what you saw your daddy do. And let's pick up a rolling pin, because it's the first thing that you can have as a weapon. Don't you think that's cowardly? I want every man that beats on their women, you come to my space and we'll have a talk and we'll have a healing. Everyone that comes, if you think that beating on your women and being illegal and being criminals and being barbarians and being bullies, you think that's a thing of yours and you want to have a healing, well, come to me and we'll have a healing. You feel threatened. Why do you feel threatened? Because I have the Word of God. So why do you do it? Because you don't think God sees you. Well, who do you think's inside of you? Who do you think's inside of the woman you're beating? God. You beat God. Now you feel forgiveness. That's what we mean, dear lighted ones. You're all the same species. You're all God. Why would you do such things to God? God gives you breath in your lifetime before and your lifetime after, and breaths you with these beautiful children that you hardly pay attention to. God is blessing you in every moment. Can you see it? The beautiful people in your home are there for a reason. Will you appreciate them? Will you honor them? What would you do to them? Because you feel threatened, because you feel this, because you feel that? That's your wound, not theirs. So go heal, dear lighted ones. The highest frequencies on your planet right now are healing. Go within and do your ascension path work every day. Look at your divine feminine masculine energies. Who are you? Why are you feeling what you're feeling? And pull it out and look at it. Do the infinity and look at what you're feeling. I'm feeling threatened. I'm feeling insecure. I'm feeling unloved. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling lonely. Then deal with it. Own it. Do your 3 A's. If you want a session with me to heal who you are, then book a session and call in that soul fragment and be one. It's called soul infusion. You're calling in your soul fragments. You're being a soul infused being. You become bigger light. You become bigger source. And then you have just called in a recombination of source. You are the recombination of source. You're calling in your soul fragments as source. You're healing that soul wound through which you saw your dad beat your mother. You don't want to keep these perpetuations going. The abuse stops here, dear lighted ones. The abuse stops here. The war stops here. There's no reason that a planet of this stature, that a planet of this abundance, there is no reason with the technology, there's no reasons with the knowledge on the planet, it's not quite intelligence yet, but with the knowledge on this planet, there is no reason. There's no reason, there's no quirk of reason why you should not be peaceful, honorable people where you see that you are all one. You are one peoples. You are all humans. You are all on the planet. You all have access to water. How can you be of this for all? Fairness, goodwill, benevolence to all. The right use of free will, non-interference. You don't have a right to touch another person. You don't have a right. Their human rights are men and women of the planet. Teach your children this. Nobody has a right to touch you. Physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. No abuse of energy. No abuse of magic. No abuse, people. Learn your laws because you will be sat down. Your teams, your ancestors, your higher self will sit you down. Your guides will sit you down. Mother, Father, God will sit you down. Enough abuse. It's barbaric. There's no need. And that is the lesson for the day. With everything that you are, in every breath, in every way, in every transaction, see your collective in every moment, no matter who is before you. They are your family. It doesn't mean that you have to satisfy them and people please. It does mean that you can set healthy boundaries, that you can set rules of engagement, that you can have borders and boundaries that are safe and honoring. It doesn't mean you pull out the rolling pin and beat them in front of your children and put them at risk. Take a deep breath, dear lighted ones, and call in your divine sacred light. We're moving very, very quickly along the evolutionary train, because you're dealing with a lot of ancient beliefs and a lot of ancient ways that have been allowed to be practiced. And we're not back in Roman gladiator days. This isn't where we are, people. We're not gladiators anymore. This is abhorrent. You don't treat people like this. Violence is not a godly thing. That's a human thing. There's enough abundance and resources on this planet for every aspect of life. And if you're going to play selfish and if you're going to play greedy, then you'll be moved as a leader. There'll be other people that'll be brought in that'll be of greater light, that'll be of greater benevolence. So let's just say a beautiful prayer, and we're going to anchor because this is the spring equinox. So take a big breath of rainbow light, rainbow light, rainbow light. Call in all your soul fragments. Call in all of your soul energy. Call in all of your light. and divine Holy Spirit, my higher self, I'm calling in all that I am to be grounded into the new spiritual grids. I choose to take benevolent action. I am a leader. I am benevolent. Source Creator gives me the laws of the universe. And if I see, and if I know, and if I hear of corruption, I'm going to speak on it. Because I am that I am, I will be supported and protected. And this is your spiritual law, dear lighted one. We're going to be higher vibrational, higher intelligent, because we are, we can. In, of, as spirit, I am. In, of, as spirit, I am. This is my planet. I want it to run peacefully. I want water and goodwill to go to all, because if I'm wishing it for all, I'm wishing it for me. Why? Because we're a family of one. Because isn't it the law of God's perfect equation? It's good for you. It's good for you. It's good for you. It's good for you. Everybody gets to win. Everybody gets to win, people. And if you're feeling insecure, you're feeling threatened because you don't feel that you should win and they should win and they should win and they should, no, then you go get healed because you're feeling insecure and you have no sense of self. So then go within and feel it and heal it. See, healing is this way, people. You cannot advance. You cannot get higher consciousness. You cannot get to the highest intelligence if you're still stuck on, woe is me, I'm not high intelligence, I'm going to be a bully and I feel threatened with everything. You need to heal. Heal your soul fragments. Heal your 51% of your karma. Why do you do what you do? Because of beliefs and perspectives. So look at them every day. Your box store beliefs are holding you back, and that is church and state. Therefore, thus then, align to the universal laws, align to who you are, and greater good. It will always trump all, always. It's very easy, it's very simple. Cut out the red tape and the rhetoric. It's getting you all confused. It's holding you back. So take a deep breath. Divine and Holy Mother, Father, I ask that you come and align me. I live within the highest self of all that I am, and I live within the higher orders of the universal laws. Galactic Federations and my guides and my teams, please assist me in aligning myself, thought, word, and deed, to my higher order of my higher soul's blueprint, so that I care for my planet and my collective. I choose to have the higher order and the higher spiritual laws that I am becoming more and more aware of every day, so that I honor who I am and I love who I am and I become greater light. Because I care about who I am, my family, and all that is. If I treat all that is as one, so too am I. I am in, of, as spirit, as the Holy Creator, Divine Holy Spirit. Thank you, Mother, Father, and thank you, Gaia. Thank you to my collective, and thank you to everybody out there. I love you so, 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 so very much. You're doing a wonderful job. You're doing an amazing job, and look at how far you've come. You have advanced so much. Celestials and the Galactic Federations, I thank you so very much for protecting me and guiding me and honoring me. Thank you so much to all of the Divine Masculines that are taking pause and breath before you choose to act and behave in your old patterned ways. Move out of your old patterned ways that are egoic and of the lower mind. We're asking you that you take breath. We're asking you that you take pause. We're asking you that you take care, because all life is equal and all life is one. Please, we must heal the bullying on this planet. We are done, because your progression of your soul is much greater of importance. It is of much greater value to all that is, because you have all aspects of you that are all the way up to the 13th dimension, and all aspects of you truly want you to be a part of this ride. It's a very sacred and beautiful ride. PayPal.me/Joanna L. Ross if you'd like to get in touch with me for collaborations, for healing sessions, lectures, classes, or webinars. I love you so, so very much. We're asking you that you have a beautiful spring equinox, and we're going to say goodbye. Thank you, dear lighted ones. I love you. I love you, love you, love you. Thanks for tuning in. Go enjoy the sun and the beautiful spring weather. Okay, bye.